Greetings to you, brethren and sisters in the Lord. I'm Rabbi Ebenezer Ankarpong-Nuamah, and I have a message for you. My message, I've entitled it, Sabbath. What is Sabbath? Sabbath is a day set aside for rest and worship. That means we have a day for rest and worship God. What day is that? Is it Friday or Saturday or Sunday? Today, we are going deep into the Bible. Take your Bible. We are coming to dismantle the Bible and assemble it. So take your Bible along and let's open to Exodus chapter 20 verse 10. You know the day that the Sabbath day is. Is it Sunday or Saturday? So what day is the Sabbath? Let's go to Exodus chapter 20 verse 10. Exodus chapter 20 verse 10. As I read, but the seventh day is a day of rest in honor of the Lord your God. So on that day no one should work, not you, your sons and daughters, or your men and women slaves, even your animals and the foreigners living in your cities must not work. The Bible tells us that the seventh day is the Sabbath day. What day immediately precedes the first day of the week? What is the first day of the week? Sunday is the first day of the week. Seventh day is Saturday. Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So the Bible tells us that Saturday is the Sabbath day. You yourself, you know that Saturday is the Sabbath day. Your pastor knows that Saturday is the Sabbath day. If you like, go and ask your father or your pastor or anyone or your mother that what day is the Sabbath day. They will tell you that it is Saturday. But you know, what they will tell you is that it doesn't matter. Even Jesus Christ, yes, they were all going to church on Saturday. But you know, it doesn't matter. If you go to church on Sunday, it doesn't matter. If you go to church on Saturday, it doesn't matter. If you go to church on every day, it doesn't matter. Yes, it is true, it doesn't matter. But you can worship God every day. But we have a special day for God. That is the seventh day we must rest and worship God. So, the first day of the week is Sunday. Let's go to Matthew chapter 28 verse 1. Matthew chapter 28 verse 1. The day after the Sabbath day was the first day of the week. The day after the Sabbath day. What day are you from before you go to Sabbath? After the Sabbath. What after the Sabbath? What day are you going? You are going to Sunday, right? Sabbath day is Saturday. So they said the day after the Sabbath day was the first day of the week. So if you are from Saturday, you are going to Sunday. So Sunday is the first day of the week. If you read Good News Bible, the Good News Bible will mention the correct name for you. That as Sunday morning was during Mary Magdalene. As Sunday morning. Sunday is the first day of the week. Let me continue. The day after the Sabbath day was the first day of the week. That day as down, Mary Magdalene and the other woman named Mary went to look at the tomb. Sunday is the first day of the week. You can check your calendar. Sunday is the first day of the week. So Sunday 1. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So I'm here to tell you that Saturday is the Sabbath day. So we must rest on Saturday and worship God on Saturday. Who made the Sabbath? It is God who made the Sabbath. Let's read Genesis chapter 2 verse 1 to 2. Genesis chapter 2 verse 1 to 2. So the earth, the sky and everything in them were finished. God finished the work he was doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from his work. On the seventh day, he rested from his work. So it's God who made the Sabbath, but not man. He made the Sabbath because he was tired of what he did. He made and great. And he rested on the seventh day, that is Saturday. We must rest on the Sabbath and gather for worship. God rests on the Sabbath day and gather for worship. So it is an example for us to rest on the Sabbath day and gather for worship. Let's read Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. Leviticus chapter 23 verse 3. Work for 6 days, but the 7th day, the Sabbath, will be a special day of rest, a holy meeting. You must not do any work. It is a day of rest to honor the Lord in all your homes. The Lord God created everything or made everything, and he rests on the 7th day, that is Saturday. It is an example for us. We must also rest on the Saturday and gather for worship. If you read, it says work for 6 days. From Sunday to Friday we must work, but on the 7th day, that is Saturday, we must not work. Let me continue. A holy meeting. We must gather for worship. A holy meeting. Check your dictionary. The meaning of meeting means to gather, to meet, and worship God. So on the 7th day, that is Saturday, is not just a day of rest. You should not rest, but you should gather for worship. Though you won't work, but you should gather for worship and worship God. You must not do any work. It is a day of rest to honor the Lord in your homes. You must honor the Lord in your homes. So we must rest on the Sabbath day and gather for worship. That is Saturday. What is the reason for keeping the Sabbath day holy? Let's read Exodus 21:17. Exodus chapter 20 verse 1 to 17. These are the things God told his people. I am the Lord your God. I am the one who freed you from the land of Egypt, where you were slaves. You must not worship any other gods except me. So the reason for keeping the Sabbath is because they were slaves at Egypt and God brought them to Canaan. Let me continue. You must not worship any other gods except me. You must not make any idols. Don't make any statues or pictures of anything up in the sky or of anything on the earth or of anything down in the water. Don't worship or serve idols of any kind, because I, the Lord, am your God. I hate my people worshiping other gods. People who sin against me become my enemies, and I will punish them, and I will punish their children, their grandchildren, and even their great-grandchildren. But I will be very kind to people who love me and obey my commands. If you don't love God and obey his command, he will not be kind to you. So you must follow the Sabbath. You must worship on Saturday, because God said we must worship on Saturday, the Sabbath day, and you are not following it. That means God will not be kind to you. Let me continue. I will be kind to their families for thousands of generations. You must not use the name of the Lord your God to make empty promises. If you do, the Lord will not let you go unpunished. You must remember to keep the Sabbath a special day. We must remember to keep the Sabbath a special day. Let me continue. You may work 6 days a week to do your job. From Sunday to Friday is working day, but on the Sabbath day we must rest. But the 7th day is a day of rest in honor of the Lord your God. So on that day, no one should work, not you, your sons and daughters, or your men and women slaves. Even your animals and the foreigners living in your cities must not work. That is because the Lord worked 6 days and made the sky and earth, the sea and everything in them. And on the 7th day, he rested. In this way, the Lord blessed the Sabbath, the day of rest. He made that a very special day. The Lord Yahweh made the Sabbath day and make it a special day because he worked on 6 days and on the 7th day he rested. And he blessed the 7th day. So same as example to us, for us to follow it. We must also work 6 days from Sunday to Friday, and Saturday we must rest and worship God, because God also rests on the 7th day. Let me continue. The day of rest. He made that a very special day. You must honor and respect your father and your mother. Do this so that you will have a full life in the land that the Lord your God gives you. You must not murder anyone. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal anything. You must not tell lies about other people. You must not want to take your neighbor's house. You must not want his wife. And you must not want his men and women servants or his cattle or his donkeys. You must not want to take anything that belongs to another person. So that is the reason for keeping the Sabbath day holy. You must keep the Sabbath day holy. For whom did Christ say the Sabbath was made? The Sabbath was made for man, but not man for the Sabbath. Because if you are wearing a shirt, the shirt is made for you, right? If you are going to school, the school is made for you, but you are not made for the school. The school is made for you. A shirt is made for you to wear it. So, whom did Christ say the Sabbath was made? Let's read Mark 2:27. Mark chapter 2 verse 27. Then Jesus said to the Pharisees, the Sabbath day was made to help people. People were not made to be ruled by the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord of every day, even the Sabbath. So we are made for the Sabbath. Because of us, that is why God made the Sabbath, for us to rest and honor God and worship God on the Sabbath day. That is the seventh day of the week, Saturday. So Saturday is the Sabbath day, and it was made for us to worship God on Saturday, because we are not made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath is made for us. What does the fourth commandment require? Let's read Exodus 28. Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. You must remember to keep the Sabbath a special day. The Lord Yahweh said, we must remember to keep the Sabbath a special day. It is on the fourth commandment. What is the meaning of remember? Remember means to remember something or to put something in your mind, not to forget. Because God knows that we will forget the Sabbath day. That is why he said we should remember. Why did he put remember there? Today, many people are not remembering the Sabbath day. They have forget it. They don't like it. But God said that we should remember. He knows that we will forget. That is why he said we should remember. So I'm telling you, you must remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. We must remember the Sabbath day, as the fourth commandment tells us. No business on the Sabbath day. We should not work on the Sabbath day. Let's read Isaiah 58:13. Isaiah chapter 58 verse 13. Isaiah chapter 8:50 verse 13. That will happen when you stop sinning against God's law about the Sabbath, and when you stop doing this to please yourself on that special day. You should call the Sabbath a happy day. You should honor the Lord's special day by not saying and doing things that you do every other day of the week. Then you could enjoy the Lord, as the Lord himself says, I could carry you up to the highest mountain and let you enjoy the land that I gave to your father Jacob. The Lord Yahweh said we should not work on the Sabbath day as we work on the other days. But now many people work on Saturday. They work on Sabbath day. The Bible tells us that we should not work. If you work from Sunday to Sunday, Saturday you must rest and honor God and keep that day holy, because that day is for us to worship God. So we should honor that day. We should honor God and worship God on that day. We should not do any work. That is what the Bible tells us. So if you work from Sunday to Friday, you must stop and rest on the Sabbath day and gather for worship and worship God, because that day is a day we use to worship God. You can worship God at any time, any day, but that day is a special day, a holy day for us to worship God. We should not buy or sell on the Sabbath day. Let's read Nehemiah 13:15. Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 15. In those days in Judah, I saw people working on the Sabbath day. Nehemiah said some time ago in Jerusalem, they were working on the Sabbath day. Let me continue. I saw people pressing grapes to make wine. I saw people bringing in grain and loading it on donkeys. I saw people carrying grapes, figs, and all kinds of things in the city. They were bringing all these things into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. Nehemiah said they were working and they were bringing food, grapes, vegetables, fruits to Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. Let me continue. So I warned them about this. I told them they must not sell food on the Sabbath day. Nehemiah said they must not sell food on the Sabbath day. So I'm warning you, don't sell food on Sabbath day, that's Saturday. Don't work, don't buy. Let me continue. There were some men from the city of Tyre living in Jerusalem. They were bringing fish and all kinds of things into Jerusalem and selling them on the Sabbath day. And the Jews were buying them. I told the important people of Judah that they were wrong. They were wronged. That means if you sell on Sabbath day and buy on Sabbath day, you have made a mistake. Yes, you have done wrong and you have sinned, and there will be a penalty for that. So you must not sell and buy on Saturday. I'm continuing. I told the important people of Judah that they were wrong. I said, you are doing a very bad thing. If you sell or buy on Saturday, you are doing a bad thing. You are running the Sabbath day. That means you are running from the Sabbath day. The day that you must keep it and keep it holy. You are running from it. That means you don't obey God. God said you must rest on the Sabbath day and honor God on that day. But if you don't obey that day, that means you are running from that day. You know that your ancestors did the same thing. That is why our God brought all the troubles and disasters to us and to his cities. If you sell or buy on Saturday, God will bring problems to you and disasters will come to you, because it is not the right way to sell and buy on the Sabbath day. Let me continue. Now you people are making it so that more of these bad things will happen to Israel. If you sell and buy on Saturday, bad things will come to you and your problems will be more. Let me continue. They are doing this because you are breaking the Sabbath day, the Sabbath, by treating it just as if it were any other day. So this is what I did. Every Friday evening just before dark. The Sabbath starts from Friday evening and ends Saturday evening. So let's hear what Nehemiah said. He said, so this is what I did. Every Friday evening just before dark, I commanded the gatekeepers to shut and lock the gates to Jerusalem. They were not to be opened until the Sabbath day was over. I put some of my own men at the gate. They were commanded to make sure that no load was brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. On the Sabbath day, you must close your gate from Friday evening to Saturday evening. It's from sunset to sunset. So on the Sabbath day, Friday evening, you must lock your gate. Don't work. Let me continue. They were commanded to make sure that no load was brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. You must make sure that you should not work on the Sabbath day. 1 or 2 times, traders and merchants had to stay the night outside Jerusalem. But I warned them, don't stay the night in front of the wall. If you do that again, I will arrest you. So from that time on, they didn't come on the Sabbath day to sell their things. Nehemiah warned them that they should not come to Jerusalem and sell and buy on the seventh day, that's Saturday. If they do that, Nehemiah will report them to the nearest police station and they will arrest them. Then I commanded the Levites to make themselves pure. After they did that, they were to go and guard the gate. This was done to make sure the Sabbath day was kept a holy day. My God, please remember me for doing this. Be kind to me and show me your great love. That means we should not sell or buy on Saturday. Now, many people sell and buy on Saturday. If you go to market, Saturday is the market day for them. That is why their problems are still on them. Because God said if you sell and buy on Saturday, he will bring disaster to you, and your problems will be more. There will be troubles. So you must abstain from it and keep the Sabbath day holy. Don't sell, don't buy. If you do that, the Lord Yahweh will be angry at you. Let's ask the Bible that what time Sabbath begins and ends. Let's read Leviticus 23:32. Leviticus 23:32. As I read, it will be a special day of rest for you. You must not eat food. You will start this special day of rest on the evening following the 9th day of the month. This special day of rest continues from that evening until the next evening. That means from Friday evening until the next Saturday evening. That's the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day begins at Friday evening, 6 o'clock, and ends at Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. So from sunset to sunset, or sundown to sundown. Yes, that's what the Bible tells us. So from Friday evening, you must know that you are entering the Sabbath day from Friday evening, 6 o'clock, till tomorrow morning and evening, then the Sabbath ends. So from sunset to sunset. Christ died on the preparation day towards the Sabbath. Christ died on the preparation day towards the Sabbath. Everybody knows that Christ died on Friday, right? Yes. And he died on the preparation day towards the Sabbath. Christ died at 2 o'clock afternoon. So the time was going to Sabbath day. Friday is a preparation day. So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, that's the Sabbath. So Christ died on the preparation day towards the Sabbath. Let's read John 19:31. John chapter 19, verse 31. As I read, this day was preparation day. The next day was a special Sabbath day. Friday was a preparation day. And the next day, that is Saturday, was a special Sabbath day. So everybody knows that Saturday is the Sabbath day, but they are not following it. It is in the Bible. Every pastor knows it, but they won't tell the truth. They always tell false statements, because if they tell the truth, they are collection. So let me continue. This day was preparation day. The next day was a special Sabbath day. The Jewish leaders did not want the bodies to stay on the cross on the Sabbath day. According to the Jewish law, if someone dies, you must bury that person the same day, but not till the next day. It must be buried the same day. So Jesus Christ was hung on the cross, and they went and buried him because they don't want the body to stay there till the Sabbath. If the body stay there till the Sabbath, it is a sin, and the Sabbath will not be holy. Let me continue. So they asked Pilate to order that the legs of the men be broken, and they asked that the bodies be taken down from the crosses. So the soldiers came and broke the legs of the two men on the crosses beside Jesus. But when the soldiers came close to Jesus, they saw that he was already died, so they did not break his leg. But one of the soldiers stuck his spear into Jesus' side. Immediately, blood and water came out. The one who saw this happen has told about it. He told about it so that you also can believe. The things he says are true. He knows that he tells the truth. This scriptures that said, none of his bones will be broken, and people will look at the one they stabbed. You remember Passover, the time God said at Egypt, Passover, God said they should eat the meat, but they should not do what? Break the bones. It is the same thing. If they break the bones, like Jesus Christ, they will break his bones. But because they didn't break the sheep bones, that is why Jesus Christ's leg was not be broken. So the scriptures has done what? Has come true. Later, a man named Joseph from Arimathea asked Pilate for the body of Jesus. Joseph was a follower of Jesus, but he did not tell anyone because he was afraid of the Jewish leaders. Pilate said Joseph could take Jesus' body, so he came and took it away. Nicodemus went with Joseph. He was the man who had come to Jesus before and talked to him at night. He brought about 100 pounds of spices, a mixture of myrrh and aloes. These two men took Jesus' body and wrapped it in pieces of linen cloth with the pieces. This is how the Jews bury people. In the place where Jesus was killed on the cross, there was a garden. In the garden, there was a new tomb. No one had ever been buried there before. The men put Jesus in that tomb because it was near, and the Jews were preparing to start their Sabbath day. Jesus died on Friday, so the Jews were preparing to do what? To start their Sabbath day. So Saturday is the Sabbath day. You must know that Saturday is the Sabbath day because everybody know it. Jesus Christ died on Friday. That's why we call it Good Friday. So the Jews were preparing to start their what? Their Sabbath day. Why are you worshiping on Sunday? Worshiping on Sunday is from man. It's this Pope who said we should worship on Sunday. He break the law. We call it Pope Constantine the Great. If you read Constantine the Great book, you know things from there. Sabbath day is important to us. The Sabbath day is very, very important to us. Let's read Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 20. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 20. As I read, show that my days of rest are important to you. Remember, they are a special sign between us. I am the Lord, and these days show you that I am your God. The Sabbath day is a special day for us and for God. We must remember it. That is why the Bible tells us that we should remember. We should not forget it. So we must remember it every day and keep that day holy and worship God on that day. So the Sabbath day is very, very important to us and important to God. That is why He made the Sabbath day for us. It is not us. It's not made for. It is not we made for it, but it is made for us. It is made for us. Sabbath day is a sign and between us and God. Let's read Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 15. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 12. As I read, verse 12. I also told them about all the special days of rest, which were a special sign between us. They showed that I am the Lord and that I was making them special to me. The Sabbath day is a sign between us and God. It is a sign between us and God. We will worship on Saturday in heaven. Let's read Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9. Hebrews 4:9. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9. As I read, this shows that the 7-day rest for God's people is still to come and rested after He finished His work. So everyone who enters God's place of rest will also have rest from their own work, just as God did. God rests from His work. So if we go to heaven, we will also rest from our work. And we will rest and honor God and worship God on that day. So Sabbath day is the day of rest, and it is Saturday. If you go to heaven, we will worship on Saturday. We will honor God on Saturday, and we will rest on Saturday. We will worship on Saturday in heaven and new earth. Let's read Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22. Isaiah 66, verse 22. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22. As I read, the Lord says, I will make a new world, a new heaven, and a new earth that will last forever. In the same way, your names and your children's will also be with me. Everyone will come to worship me on every worship day. They will come every Sabbath day, every first day of the month. This is what I, the Lord, have said. We will worship on Saturday. On Saturday in new heaven and new earth. While Christ was on earth, did He keep the Sabbath? Yes, Christ kept the Sabbath. Let's read Luke 4:16. Luke chapter 4, verse 16. Luke chapter 4, verse 16. As I read, Jesus traveled to Nazareth, the town where he grew up. On the Sabbath day, he went to the synagogue as he always did. He stood up and read the book of Isaiah. The prophet was given to him. He opened the book and found the place where this is written. Jesus Christ worshiped on Saturday. He worshiped on the Sabbath day. Let's go to Paul. Paul also kept the Sabbath. Let's read Acts 17, 1-2. Acts chapter 17, verse 1-2. Paul and Silas traveled through the cities of Amphipolis and Apollonia. They came to the city of Thessalonica, where there was a Jewish synagogue. Paul went into the synagogue to see the Jews as he always did. The next 3 weeks, on each Sabbath day, he discussed the scriptures with them. Paul also worshipped on Sabbath day. He worshipped God on Sabbath day. Sunday worshippers or many people stand on this verse and work on Saturday. Let's read Mark 2:23. Mark chapter 2, verse 23. As I read, on the Sabbath day, Jesus and his followers were walking through some grain fields. The followers picked some grain to eat. Some Pharisees said to Jesus, Why are your followers doing this? It is against the law to pick grain on the Sabbath. Jesus answered, You have read what David did when he and the people with him were hungry and needed food. It was during the time of Abiathar and high priest. David went into God's house and ate the bread that was offered to God. And the law of Moses says that only priests can eat that bread. David also gave some of the bread to the people with him. Then Jesus said to the Pharisees, The Sabbath day was made to help people. People were not made to be ruled by the Sabbath day. So the Son of Man is Lord of every day, even the Sabbath. Jesus Christ went and eat on the Sabbath day. It is against the law, but we must do good on the Sabbath day. You remember David, they are from war and they are very, very hungry. And they went to the high priest and ate the shewbread. That shewbread is for only high priest. But that time it was not a sin because they were hungry. So if you are hungry on Sabbath day, you can eat. You can buy and eat. If you are holding money and you are hungry on Sabbath day, will you wait for you to die? You must buy food and eat because you must do good on the Sabbath day. You must do good on the Sabbath day. So the Sabbath day, we must do good. We should not do bad things. We must do good on the Sabbath day. Let's read. Jesus said we must do good on Sabbath day, but not bad. Let's read Luke 14:3. Luke chapter 14, verse 3. Jesus said to the Pharisees and experts in the law, Is it right or wrong to heal on the Sabbath day? But they will not answer his question. I'm asking you, is it right to heal or do good on the Sabbath day? Yes, it is right to heal on Sabbath day. So if your neighbor is passing through problems or if your fellow man is sick, send him or her to hospital on the Sabbath day because you have saved lives. We should do good on the Sabbath day, but we should not do bad on Sabbath day. We should treat people good on Sabbath day. If someone is hungry, you must give him or her a food. But though you must know that we don't sell and buy, but if someone is hungry, you can do what? You can sell for him or her because you are doing good. You are saving lives. If your fellow man is sick, send him or her to hospital. If they need help, help them. If they need money, give them because you are doing good to them. We must do good on the Sabbath day, but not to do what? Do bad things on the Sabbath day. Let's go to the same Matthew 12:11. Matthew chapter 12, verse 11. 11 to 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 11. As I read, Jesus answered, "If any of you has a sheep and it falls into a ditch on the Sabbath day, you will take the sheep and help it out of the ditch. Surely a man is more important than a sheep, so it is right to do good on the Sabbath day." Then Jesus said to the man with the crippled hand, "Hold out your hand." The man held out his hand, and it became well again, the same as the other hand. But the Pharisees left and made plans to kill Jesus. Jesus Christ healed on Sabbath day because he was doing good. We must do good to others on Saturday, on Sabbath day, but not to do what? Not to do bad things. We must do good to them. What did Christ say about the law of God? God's law is important. It's very, very good. We must obey it. Jesus Christ did not abolish the law. Many Christians are saying that Jesus Christ has abolished the law. He was killed with the law. It is not true. Let's read Matthew 5:17. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. As I read, "Don't think that I have come to destroy the law of Moses or the teachings of the prophet. I have come not to destroy their teachings, but to give full meaning to them." Jesus Christ did not abolish the law. He came and fulfilled it. Why are many people abolishing the law? The law has not been abolished, but the law is working. Jesus Christ followed all the laws. So let me continue. Don't think that I have come to destroy the law of Moses or the teachings of the prophet. I have come not to destroy their teachings, but to give full meaning to them. I assure you that nothing will disappear from the law until heaven and earth are gone. The law will not lose even the smallest letter or the smallest part of a letter until it has all been done. The law is very, very important than heaven and earth. God used 6 days to create heaven and made everything. But the law, God gave it to Moses 40 days and 40 nights, and another 40 days and 40 nights. That means the law is very, very important. So the law was given to Moses 80 days and 80 nights. So you must know that the law is very, very important. Jesus Christ cannot abolish the law. He can't break the law. He came and fulfilled it. He also followed the law. Paul also follows the law. All the prophets in the Bible, they follow all the law. No one abolished the law. Why are many Christians abolishing the law? It is not the right way. If you abolish the law, God will come against you, and there will be a disaster. A disaster will come unto you. You must be very careful. You can't abolish the law. Jesus Christ has more power than you. He didn't abolish the law. You, a pastor, you are powerless. You are coming to abolish the law. No, you can't do it. So, Jesus Christ didn't abolish the law. Let me continue. The law will not lose even the smallest letter or the smallest part of a letter until it has all been done. A person should obey every command in the law. Jesus Christ said a person should obey every command in the law, right? Even one that does not seem important. Whoever refuses to obey any command and teachings others not to obey it, it will be the least important in God's kingdom. If you don't obey the law, you'll be small boy in heaven. Let me continue. But whoever obeys the law and teaches others to obey it will be great in God's kingdom. See how I'm teaching the word of God. I'm teaching you to follow the law. I'll be greater in heaven. Let me continue. I tell you that you must do better than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees. The Pharisees were following the law. Jesus Christ said, we must follow the law more than the Pharisees and the Jews. If you are not more pleasing to God than they are, you will never enter God's kingdom. Jesus Christ said, if you don't follow the law than the Jews, you will not go to heaven. So Jesus Christ is judging, right? You people always judging. He is not judging. Jesus Christ is not judging, but we have the difference between judging and reprove or approve. If you have a dictionary, check it. We have difference between judging and reproof or reprove. So Jesus Christ didn't judge. Me, I can't judge, but I have the power and authority to reprove you. Reprove means to recall a correction, Reprove means to record a correction. You can check it in your dictionary. So Jesus Christ didn't abolish the law. You must know that Jesus Christ, he didn't do what? Abolish the law. Law is like a chain. If you break one, you break all. The law is like a chain. If you break one, you break all. It is like you are wearing a chain and one tears, all are spoiled. Yes, right. It's the same as the law. That's what James said. Let's read James chapter 2, verse 10 to 12. James chapter 2, verse 10 to 12. You might follow all God's law, but if you fail to obey only one command, you are guilty of breaking all the commands in that law. If you are following the law is 10. If you are following the law and you break one, you have break all, and it is a sin. Sinner is breaking of the law. Sin is transgression of the law. If you break one of the law, you are a sinner and you will not inherit God's kingdom. Let me continue. Don't commit adultery. You might follow all of God's law, but if you fail to obey only one command, you are guilty of breaking all the commands in that law. God said, don't commit adultery. The same God also said, don't kill. So if you don't commit adultery, but you kill someone, you are guilty of breaking all of God's law. If you commit adultery, but you don't kill, that means you have also break the law. If you follow all the law and you don't follow one, you have break all the law. So if you follow all the laws, and on the fourth commandment, that tells us that we should worship on Saturday, and you are not worshiping on Saturday, you have also break the law, and you will not inherit God's kingdom. If you are following God's law, you must follow all. Don't follow all and abolish one. No, you can't abolish one. So you must follow all the laws. If you follow all the laws and you abolish the fourth commandment, you have break all the law, and you won't enter God's kingdom. You will be judged by the law that makes people free. You should remember this in everything you say and do. Yes, you must show mercy to others. If you do not show mercy, then God will not show mercy to you when he judges you. But the one who shows mercy can stand without fear before the judge. We must show mercy to others. We must have mercy for people. Let me continue. What are the characteristics of God's people at the end time? Those who will go into heaven, those who will inherit the kingdom of God, is those who obey the laws and have faith in Jesus Christ. So you must obey the law and have faith in Jesus Christ. Let's read Revelation 14:12. Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. As I read, this means that God's holy people must be patient. They must obey God's commands and keep their faith in Jesus Christ. If you don't obey God's commands and you keep your faith in Jesus Christ, you won't inherit God's kingdom. Unless you obey the commandment and have faith in Jesus Christ before you inherit God's kingdom. So you must be careful and obey all the laws. Because I say the truth, people think that I'm their enemies, right? Because I say the truth. People think I'm their enemies because they don't like saying the truth. They think I'm insulting them, but I'm not insulting them. I'm a respectful man. I respect everybody, so I can't insult someone. I'm correcting you. You don't know your left and right, and I'm correcting you. I'm showing you your correct thing. I don't hate you. I respect everybody. But people may think that I'm insulting them. I'm not insulting you. I'm telling you the right way. Let's read Galatians 4:16. Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. As I read, I'll read to your hearing. Am I now your enemy because I tell you the truth? So now, am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? No, I'm not your enemies. I love you. I love everybody. And I'm showing you the correct way because me, I know the truth. And I must let you also know what the truth. Thank you. Understand and know that Saturday is the Sabbath day. We use it to rest and honor God and worship on that day. It is a meeting day to gather for worship. Know that. Put that in your mind and remember the Sabbath day. We should remember the Sabbath day. Thank you. I'm Rabbi Ebenezer Ankarpong-Nuamah. If you watch this video, share it. Let us spread the word of God. Thank you.